Uh, Good morning, everybody. A little bit of my lavender tea. Very calming. Very, very calming tea. Welcome all of you. Welcome to my channel. And welcome to all my followers. I appreciate you all very much. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about life after 70. I am 70. And yeah, just wanted to talk about the changes that come along. And that's why I don't have my upper denture in or my partial on the bottom, because that's part of what happens to a lot of us when we get older. We start losing our teeth, right? Start losing our teeth. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to be talking without my denture. I'm just not, because it is part of my life, and sometimes I just don't have it in right away. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to put it in right away when I get up, and that's fine. And that's one of the changes, losing teeth as we get older. Learning our limitations of what we can and cannot do, like we used to do. Our strength, gets a little bit less. And yeah, there are people out there who, they'll be working out and doing all kinds of things, but not everybody does that. And that's one of them. That's one of them, is our strength gets a little less. Your strength in your hands, like I've noticed, I'm starting to have trouble opening, the jars that are sealed really tight. Luckily, I have this little rubber flower thing that you put on top to twist, and it helps it come off. But I used to not have that problem years ago. But strength lessens a little bit. Our tastes change. Our taste as we get older. I've noticed now, especially now that I'm 70, a lot of things have changed in terms of what I can handle in terms of food. Can't handle hot chili anymore. That's a no-go. I don't get heartburn. Now, I know a lot of people do get heartburn as they get older. I don't get. That's something I've never suffered from, thank goodness. But a lot of people, I've seen videos where they talk about they get a lot of heartburn as they get older. You have to adjust. You have to adjust your diet to what works better for you. For me personally, I found that the only thing that really affects me is something like hot chili. I can't eat dairy because I've been lactose intolerant for like 40 years. I found that eating wheat and anything with gluten it's not good for you, period. But as you get older, it can really mess with your digestive system. So I stay away from any gluten, especially wheat. Wheat is really bad. It's not what it used to be 60 years ago. Yeah, that's one of them. And you have to be careful depending on your health. I consider myself very lucky because I have no major health problems. I don't have achy joints and things like that. I don't have any of that. I do have the very, 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 very beginning of a cataract in my right eye. They told me it'd be anywhere from 3 to 5 years before I need something done about it. That's another part of aging, getting cataracts. A lot of people get glaucoma. They get, all kinds of vision problems. I personally am taking, I'm going to show it to you, something that's very good for your eyes. This is especially formulated for your eyes. I've been taking this for a while now. It's called lutein, and I don't know how to pronounce it, zeaxanthin. Anyway, there it is. I hope you can see that. But yeah, problems with the eyes start occurring. A lot of people start getting very dry skin as they get older. I've noticed mine has gotten drier as I get older, and thinner, of course, as you get older. There's a lot of changes. You have to be careful with your balance. I don't have that problem, but I know that a lot of people do. They start having trouble with their balance, and if that's the case, you do need to be careful around your house or where you live with things like throw rugs. Throw rugs can be very, very dangerous to people who have problems walking or just balance problems. You've got to be careful with those throw rugs. They can be extremely dangerous. Even to people who don't have any issues, you got to learn to be very careful with throw rugs. But that's another thing, is your balance. A lot of people start having issues with their gait when they walk, that type of thing. There's a lot of different things that start occurring after 70 that I didn't think about before. You know, just didn't think about it. And you have to be careful, like in the shower. I have a shower mat on the bottom of my shower when I shower. It's a rubber bath mat. Because I did slip one time. I had the shower on, and I put my foot in, my leg in to get in, and it slid, and I ended up slamming my shin on the edge of the bathtub, and it was horrendously painful. I had an egg-sized practically knot on my shin from where my knee, like I stepped over, and then this leg slid, and so this one hit hard as could be. Oh my God, it was painful. Ever since then, I use the shower mat on the bottom. It's a safety feature. And if you do have issues with balance, another good thing is to have handles installed in your shower that you can hold on to while you're showering. You know, you can get little handles installed in there to give you more balance as you wash or as you bend over to wash yourself. It can help to have these little handles to hang on to. I don't have that issue yet, so I'm lucky in that respect. And your sleep. Your sleep is affected as you get older. And being over 70, I did notice a change in my sleep where I was waking up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for who knows what reason. I did start a routine of taking magnesium an hour before I go to bed, and then a teaspoon or 2 of raw honey with sea salt or pink salt sprinkled on top of that. And that is known to help people sleep, and it has been working for me. But sleep change is another thing that occurs. And then for a lot of people, they have the issue of having to get up during the night to go pee. I don't have that issue yet, thank goodness. My sister has had that issue for many years. She's 79, but she's had that issue for many years. Back in 2002, I had to have a total hysterectomy, and at the same time, they repaired my bladder. Because of having 5 children, all I had to do was go, that was it. Urine came flowing out of me. I mean, I'm being real here. So they repaired my bladder, and although it was the most, oh my God, one of the most painful surgeries ever, I haven't had an issue with that. So I'm hoping that continues. But that's another one where, you know, people, I've seen more than enough videos of people complaining how they have to get up now that they're older to go to the bathroom. And a lot of it was, you know, is with men because their prostate gets enlarged and they have to get up. Or if you're diabetic, that's another issue that causes it. My sister is a type 1 diabetic. So she said that that affects her having to get up, you know. So that's another one, guys. Another one is once you get over 70, you start thinking about the future. You start thinking about how long do I have? You know, how much time do I have? And that can cause you anxiety and depression. You need to get that out of your head and just live each day for that day. That's what you've got to do. Otherwise, it can really bring you down and cause you intense fears. It can cause you intense psychological stress, worrying about the future. I have done that. And I now know that I can't do that. I have to live for today and only for today. Not think about the past all the time and not think about what could happen in the future, because we start doing that as we get older. And that's not good. It's not good because it can cause you a lot of fears. So yeah, that's another one. Another one is, I've even watched this video of this couple that I follow, and they can't even make their bed anymore. Can't do it. Luckily, they live right next to their daughter and her family, and the grandkids will actually go over and help make their bed. You know, from knee problems, all kinds of problems that they have, so they need help. But yeah, it's a lot of changes start to occur after 70 that you maybe didn't deal with before 70, and a lot of it is it's difficult. Depression can come in, anxiety can come in, because everything is changing around you in a lot of ways. Family situations, your health, losing people, you know, people that pass on, because you're getting to an age where, you know, more and more people are starting to pass on, and that can be very difficult emotionally, and it can affect you. It can affect you. I watched a video of Ozzy Osbourne a while back, where he hates funerals, and he will not go to a funeral, because he said he would not go to a funeral because it messed him up so bad. He used the F word, but I won't. But he said it messes me up. I don't go. And I can understand that, because funerals are very intense and emotional and can affect you for a very, very long time. It's like if my sister Gloria passes before me, I'm not going to her funeral. And that's because I cannot see another sibling dead. I can't do it. I've already lost 2, and what that did to me, which was years ago, what it did to me when I was much younger, I could not handle now. It would affect my health too much. I will remember her as the woman that I've loved, and my sister, and in her life, not her death. So there are a lot of things that start occurring after 70 that that you stop, and it stops and makes you wonder. You know, it stops you, and you start to wonder of, well, what's next, right? You think you just get over one hurdle of something, and it seems like another thing just happens like that, right? It's like, I just got over this injury, or I just got over this illness, and the next thing you know, something else pops up. That's how it's been for me, you know. I lost 1 tooth, then 2 teeth, then 3 teeth, then 4 teeth. Pretty soon it was like, all your upper teeth gotta go. It was a shock to me. It was a very emotional shock to me that I lost my teeth. Especially as a woman. You know, it was a shock. But I'm doing this without them just because the reality is there. It is my life. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. It's what happened, and things could be worse. Things could be much worse. I may have lost my teeth, but there's my sister who is still recovering from open heart surgery. And that's only one of the serious things she's had to have done. She's had to have a stent put in her, an artery in the back of her head. She's had to deal with type 1 diabetes, insulin shots every day. She's had to deal with a lot. So I tell myself, yes, I lost my teeth, but it's a quick fix to pop in that denture. That's it. So there are, you know, we start viewing after 70, we start viewing our life differently. We start, at least I do, I appreciate things much more. much, much more. The little things. I start appreciating the little things much, much more in my life than I did before when I was younger. You know, you take a lot for granted when you're younger. But now that I'm in my 70s, I appreciate everything I've got and everything I am right now. And I just look at it in the way that there's a reason that after 70, you just start viewing your life differently in many ways. I'm retired. I'm still in my robe, as you can see, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. The video that I posted yesterday, I had actually recorded the day before, but I didn't get around to uploading it. But yeah, I'm appreciating things like going to bed when I want, waking up when I want, pretty much doing what I want. I didn't have that luxury before. And yeah, there's the good and the bad when it comes to being over 70. A lot of changes. We have to start focusing on how we can get through each day feeling the best we can mentally and physically. And working around what things don't work anymore. You know, we got to be careful. One fall can have you in the hospital with a broken hip or who knows what. So we do have to be more careful because our bones are not as strong as they were when we were 20. That's just the reality. So we do have to be more careful. And stay hydrated. We need to really stay hydrated once we're older. And over 70, you really need to hydrate with water. You know, water, water, water. Not juices and coffee and things like that. Water. Lots of water. Because that's the reality. As we get older, our bodies are declining. That's a simple fact. They're declining. And we need to work the best we can to keep it hydrated and well fed. Multivitamins, certain vitamins for certain things. I take vitamin D3 every day, 2,000 I use, because I'm not out in the sun all day, and that can really affect your health. There's just so many things that we need to start making changes with over 70 in order to stay our healthiest and feel our best mentally and physically. And there's a million of them out there of things to do. I'm just touching on the obvious ones. If you can think of any that are needed, you know, changes or what have you, or things that come up over 70, please put it in the comments so people don't feel like they're alone. Like, oh, this happened to me, is it just me? No, let people know what you're going through over 70, because it is a big life change. It starts to open your eyes about a lot of things, guys, that you didn't think about before. Anyway, I'm going to go take a shower, get going for the day. Lily! Lily! Camera will probably cut off. I guess she went outside. Let me see. Yeah, gotta go, guys. The camera's going to shut off. Anyway, take care, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.